Gordon Hunter was born in Beamsville, Ontario in 1863 and was educated at Brantford College and the University of Toronto. In 1888, he was called to the bar. Hunter moved to Victoria in 1891. He became the first official reporter for the BC Supreme Court and then Crown Solicitor. In 1902, Hunter was appointed Chief Justice for the BC Supreme Court. He held this position until his death in 1929. Gordon and Ida Hunter bought a house in Victoria on Belleville Street in 1899. In 1910, the Hunters bought 4 acres of prime waterfront on the east side of Shawnigan Lake, where they built Rockvale, which included a main house and guest houses. Beautiful gardens with ponds and statues were kept in shape by a group of Japanese gardeners. This property was originally owned by Oscar Chapman Bass, who purchased it from the ENN on January 7, 1901. The Okamoto family lived on the Hunter estate in Shawnigan Lake, and most of their children were born there. Their daughter, Mary, contacted the museum in 2016. She said that, as the Hunters did not have children, her brother was treated like a son. Mary remembered all of the fruit trees on the property, especially the quince. Her family eventually moved to Victoria, but kept in touch and regularly visited the estate until their family was evacuated in April 1942 with other Canadians of Japanese descent. A favorite activity for the local men was to meet at the old hotel in the village for a few drinks. Hunter had a 12-cylinder Cadillac, which was quite a sight to behold. All the men at the hotel enjoyed a look at this impressive machine. One time, they counted all of the spark plugs, raising a glass to each until they had thoroughly toasted the old car. Chief Justice Hunter was renowned for his high order of ability and a rare combination of talent, powerful intelligence, penetrating eye, and his formidable vocabulary. The judge at Shawnigan Lake was apparently a bit more relaxed. One Shawnigan old-timer talked of his father spending time with Judge Hunter. His father would often row down from the north end of the lake to the Hunter's Landing for lunch and/or a few drinks. There was an extensive garden on the property, and Mrs. Hunter would send him home with homemade preserves and relishes. Hunter's personality is demonstrated in his commission of a stone lion built on his Shawnigan property in the 1920s. This impressive lion, which still guards the lakefront today, was positioned so that its posterior pointed directly at the legislative buildings in Victoria. This alignment was due to the fact that he was appalled at what he perceived to be the abuse of justice in Victoria. To emphasize his belief that politicians were making an ass out of justice, the lion is an exact duplicate of those on the steps of the legislature. Shawnigan resident George S. Gibson, an architectural carver, created the lion. Some of Gibson's work can be seen at Christchurch Cathedral, the old CPR terminal, and at the legislative buildings in Victoria. In 1959, after a short time as a riding school, the property was taken over by Mr. Curtis, formerly of Shawnigan School. Curtis established Cliffside Preparatory School on the site as a feeder school for Shawnigan Lake Boys School. Cliffside closed in 1977. Lakeside Preparatory Academy opened in 1996 as a private school for international and local students from grades 7 to 10. The school closed in 2009. The British Columbia Lions Society for Children with Disabilities bought the property in 1976 and has run camps there ever since.